Fortunately, Unfortunately is a modified improv game where we tell a story through actions. The player fortunately tries to get out of a situation set by the other player unfortunately. Fortunately must fight monsters in the elements and escape using wits and luck. Battle and other situations are handled by coin flip and left to chance. Full list of rules in the description.
Okay. So, fortunately or unfortunately, Rob, your choice.
Gosh, I don't know. I feel like I should be fortunately since I was unfortunately yesterday.
Alrighty. So that means I am unfortunately. And the coin of today is from Kentucky. Good old Kentucky. Never been there.
What's
It's a great place. Never been there.
What's Kentucky the state of? The blank state.
The blank state? I don't know. No, but I don't feel like it's important right now. It says the picture is of like an old kind of it's like a Native American with a rifle and like some sort of sun hat or thing, and it says the first doorway to the west. That works for me.
I mean, it works for me. It's the bluegrass state.
Ah, fitting. Okay. Anyway, back to the point.
Fact of the day.
You're welcome. All right. This has been an educational video. Okay. So you shall be fortunately, and I shall be unfortunately. Okay. So, I have to set up the scene. Oh, with or without monsters. And you know how I am with my monsters.
I feel like the monsters make it more interesting.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. All right. Let's go somewhere different. Somewhere really different. But not too extraordinary. Okay. Unfortunately, you woke up on a grassy edge. You woke up on a grassy plain near the edge of a floating, let's say, landmass. Not established how large it is, but it is so high up, can't see the ground. It's up there. It's above the clouds, just above them, and you're on it.
Now, I could just be at the top of a very tall mountain that has like an overhang.
Nope. You look over the edge, and
I just know
it's floating. Yes, there's no...
Like, I can see the shadow.
You can see the shadow of the island in the clouds.
Nice. And I'm just laying.
You woke up there.
Okay.
Butt ass naked. Just kidding. No.
Okay.
No, that's your job. Decide that.
Fortunately.
Okay.
It was a bright, sunny day. It was comfortable, you know.
As it might be to be above the clouds.
And I wasn't injured.
That's good. It's always nice. It's always a good thing. It's a nice place. But unfortunately... nice place. But unfortunately, it appears that the sun seems to be setting very soon. I'd say you got about 4 hours. What that entails, don't know yet. Could just get really fucking cold considering it's above the clouds.
Well, I don't know. I guess I am pretty high up. All right.
Okay.
So fortunately, I look over across the plain.
Okay.
And it's a nice empty plain, flat.
Okay.
Grassy, bobbing in the wind.
All right.
All that good stuff. And I see something standing in the field in the distance.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, as you gain gaze upon the landscape to survey your surroundings, you find that there is nothing but forest and plains. It's just, it was taken right out of the ground kind of thing. No landmass, mountain, just flat as far as you can see. Little to no variation. As far as you can tell.
Well, that doesn't seem very unfortunate. Just forests and plains? Dang it.
Just is the key word, I guess. There's no...
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Hey, I'll get there. I'll make it worse, don't worry.
Good. Okay. So, fortunately, I could get up and begin walking across the plain. Towards
the thing that's protruding out of the plains, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, as you start walking towards this object, or whatever it may be, it ducks into the plains.
Oh.
just
Does it like fall through the island and it's just plummeting?
No, I mean since we're in plains, the grass has to be
right
decently high, and it just goes right into the plains. Like it's just gone, like out of sight.
Okay. Wow.
Just shut that down.
So, fortunately, I could see with its disappearance, it left behind a hole in the ground. You know, leads into the floating landmass.
Oh, okay. Some sort of burrow or something.
Yeah. It'll be warmer in there because temperature underground is constant.
Gotcha. But on a floating island?
So I start heading there, wading through this.
So you start heading towards the semi-hole, whatever you saw there.
The semi-hole.
The burrow of sorts. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, since the grass is a very high length, you start to realize that there's more holes around you as you continue to walk.
Okay. Fortunately, the grass isn't so high that I can't see them, and I try to navigate around the edges of the hole.
Okay, so you're like going around them, right?
Wait, why am I going to one hole in particular if I'm surrounded by holes and my goal is to get...
I'm gonna guess your goal is to go to that one that had the thing in it. That would be an easier target.
That one stands out.
That one stands out of the hunch just because it had something protruding out of it previously. Okay, so unfortunately, upon closer inspection of these holes, you realize they're about 4 feet wide in length, average.
4 feet.
Pretty big.
Unfortunate. 4 feet.
Just good God.
Dear gosh, not 4 feet.
But wait, it gets worse. No.
Okay. So, fortunately, I make it to the lip of that hole.
Okay.
And I can peer down into it now.
Unfortunately, you hear rustling in the grass from a hole behind you.
Oh.
So where you exactly gonna go? In the hole is where is your plan here?
Yeah, that's my plan.
The hole. Okay, sure. It's your story. You're in charge, unfortunately.
You're on a floating island and you want to go in a hole.
You want to go where that thing might live? Or what it digs, what it travels through.
So let's
just survey the situation. There's something possibly behind you. There's 4 feet holes surrounding you at decent paces from each other.
I wonder if these are like giant prairie dogs.
You're gonna find out.
Floating prairie dogs.
Find out.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so
Okay.
fortunately, in the grass, next to a hole, I kick something solid.
My what?
I kick something solid in the grass.
Oh, so you just like, but it's behind you, so you just like, just
it's
kicked
new.
behind you.
No, it's something new.
Oh, you're putting something that like you. Okay, so you like bumped your foot on. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm thinking of picking up a big stick.
Okay, I thought you were trying
Defend
to
myself.
like backpedal kick behind you, like ha! Whatever's there, you don't even know what it is. Ha! I got you. There's another.
Fortunately, I spun on my heel and did a triple half gainer on top of,
Of course.
the thing and kicked it in the
Yes,
face.
whatever this thing may be. But
Oh.
right. Unfortunately, you feel like a steady stream of breath go down your neck as you, like from the shuffle in the grass. You just feel it. Feel it.
It's breathing on me. At least it's warm, you know? Well, it doesn't have to be, I guess. Ice monsters.
Maybe.
Anyway. Okay, fortunately, I can reach down and pick up the thing that I kicked. It's a big stick.
It's a big fucking stick.
And so I ready myself and turn around.
And you come face to face with, and of course I have to be descriptive as possible with my creatures. I can't just say a giant thingy.
You come face to face with a giant amorphous cube monster.
Just a gelatinous mass.
Literally just a floating cube.
It's sentient. It's a sentient cube that digs holes.
Like, you ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Did you see Evangelion? I'm not gonna have any comments about that.
That's how Robin Williams said it in that one movie
Did he?
that Robin Williams was in.
Flubber?
I don't know. He was working as a toy store person. And he was holding up a toy and he just goes, Neon Genesis.
I gotta look that up later. I'll look that up later. You'll probably find it. It'll probably bug me, especially because it's Robin Williams. I love Robin Williams. Okay. Okay, so unfortunately, as you turn around, you came face to face with what it is it's about 4 feet wide, the hole on average, okay? This is about a 6 feet tall, furry, slim kind of creature with like hunched. It's like it's grasshopper and praying mantis in nature. Like it's very slim, and it has, I can't even describe those little pincer things that it has. Little thingies. Get you, okay?
Weird little karate chop
But
hands.
cool little alien karate chop hands. But its head is, but when you're gazing up on it, it has a bit of a praying mantis body, but when it starts gazing up more towards the head, its head starts getting more circular in motion, and then its mouth is wide as its eyes, and its mouth inside are like teeth that circle around in like a small motion, as it does for grinding rocks and prey.
Oh my gosh.
And so
So I'm looking up at a praying mantis gerbil thing.
no.
With circle teeth.
No. Its mouth is like a big gaping hole about the size, like it's about 3 or 4 feet in length, enough to make those holes. And it's like inside its mouth are like teeth all around the perimeter of its mouth, and they're slowly rotating Like that's how it grinds up its food and stuff. That's how it burrows.
You know those super creepy eels that have like the mouth that goes wow, like way bigger than their body should allow? That
Put on a praying
on a
mantis.
weasel.
Okay, so you're face to face with a
And with fur.
Yes, it's semi-furry. Like it's like, yeah.
It's quite the monster, dude, to come up with this.
I always come up with things on the fly.
That is a really. I wouldn't put that in a dark alley or on a
Or
floor
anywhere.
island with a hole behind me.
Or just about anywhere, honestly. Maybe be on the other side of a television. That'd be nice.
So now I'm just standing there with a stick.
And it's just, and this is fucking weird. Okay.
Okay.
Coin flip.
Oh,
This is coin flip time.
coin flip time.
Okay.
Please, no family, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I'm one of you. I'm from Missouri. We're bluegrass together.
We do bluegrass together in the weekends. All right.
Don't do me a bad on this. Do me a solid.
Heads.
Thank you, Kentucky. I'm a huge fan of your chicken.
By the way, I'm a huge fan of chicken. Just pointing that out there. You know, huge fan. KFC bowl, delectable.
I like the pot pies.
I haven't had KFC in a while, but not the point. You must slay this praying mantis beast or ward it off in some way.
I will. Okay, so fortunately, with the adrenaline rush of the terror that I'm experiencing,
The sudden realization that I might die and be ground up.
I let out like a 300 Spartan cry and swing the stick around my head as hard as I can, and it comes in contact with the side of this monster's head, and there's like a crack that echoes across the flame and flies off. And it leaves behind it like a trail of green blood.
Beautiful. All right.
And the rest of his body just sort of.
All right. Unfortunately, the head flies off the side of the cliff.
Oh gosh, I hope it doesn't hit someone.
You don't know where you're at. You could be floating above the ocean or whatever.
Or above a giant volcano, or above Mars.
Yep. You don't know that. You don't know where you are. All right.
I know.
The point is, unfortunately, you can't get anything off the head. Is what I was trying to get at. You can't get some sort of drill.
So no teeth.
Of a circular
So
shifting
is
nature.
that circle teeth mouth thing like the drill
Yeah.
that they use to make
Yeah.
the holes?
They eat like the sediment and what they could collect from it.
Man, I bet sediment is rich in nutrients.
So are people.
Right. Okay, so fortunately, looking upon the monster's corpse,
Yes.
headless corpse, I
get a prize.
take one of its big
Thingies.
claw things. One of those weird thingies.
No cool alien karate chop hands.
Yeah. And I rip it off. And now I've got like a little a hook blade thing.
Okay. So you just kind of got like this.
Weird furry mantis hook blade hand.
Yes.
Blade hand thing.
There's a word for this. I feel like we need to find the word or we need to make up one.
For what?
The
Hook blade?
hook blade's fine.
Oh. The mantis
Yeah.
hand. Word for the weird hands that mantises. What's a plural of mantises?
Manti.
Manti. Maybe. I think they're just gonna be claws. Well, let's see.
No, they're not claws.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Wait, one second. Blah, 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 blah. Biology. Anatomy. Large triangular heads, beak-like snout, mandibles, two bulbous compound eyes, antennae, Some species of mantis can rotate their heads nearly 180 degrees. Great. Okay. 2 spiked, grasping forelegs called raptorial legs.
I like Hookblade better. You literally ripped off one of its legs. And you basically have a sharp leg, is what you're hauling. Okay, yes. So you took you ripped off a sharp leg. Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, the rest of the monster dissolves.
No, I'm just saying, unfortunately, with your prying and pulling to get one of it off, you ruined the rest of it. You just kind of you just mutilated it just to get that off.
Darn. Now how am I gonna get its stomach sack?
How else am I gonna feast on its innards?
How else am I gonna crawl inside its body for warmth, Star Wars style?
That's not Star Wars style. That's happened before, okay?
The Revenant style.
Okay, there's one thing that will never make sense in that movie. Why the hell did you not stay in that cave when you knew the blizzard was coming? It would be warmer in the cave, and you would have had a Yeti corpse, or whatever the hell that thing is, to stay warm through the night if he really was desperate.
Because he's a man.
No, he's a child, remember?
I mean, I never saw The Revenant.
The Revenant? No! Star Wars!
Oh.
He left the cave to go through it, but I'm pretty sure he knew. I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure he knew that the blizzard was coming.
I mean, he knew night was falling anyway.
But it was gonna get worse at night.
Exactly.
And he decided, I'm gonna go out instead of waiting out the night in the warm cave.
But if he hadn't left, then Han Solo would have died.
No, he wouldn't have.
Because Han Solo wouldn't have found him then.
But he stuffed him in there. He didn't go in there with him.
Yeah, because he set up a shelter afterwards. Around him.
Whatever. Never mind. Anyway. Fine.
Fortunately, I settled my mental debate about the Star Wars movie. And picked up... Oh, I know. I'll take the weasel mantis hook blade claw and shove it on the end of my stick. You know, long ways into it.
Okay.
And now I've got a longer hook blade.
Okay.
Or like a big spear. Sort of thing. Okay, now I'm prepared.
Unfortunately, the sun starts to be just above. Well, that's kind of a weird thing to think about because you're on the island. Because the sun, because it'll be much.
It dips below.
It dips below the island's horizon. The island's horizon. But there's still sun
on the island.
Because you can just look over the edge and oh, there it is. So you got a few more out.
I can look at the clouds and they're like nice and golden, like, oh, pretty. That must be beautiful.
Probably.
I'd
if things weren't trying to kill you.
If not for the, yeah, if not for the weasel mantis.
And whatever else may be on the island.
Yeah. Is that where the manti part comes from in Manticore? Is it part mantis?
I don't know.
For later.
Another time.
Anyway. Okay. Fortunately, now armed.
It's actually a leg.
Now legged. I feel safe in going in this hole.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
You just
start sliding my way
just in the hole.
No, it goes slow. I like
you slide
on
and
the edge and then like grab the edge and lower myself in.
Okay.
Now I'm going down. To the ground.
All right.
Because that's my
goal. Unfortunately, it appears that when you reached a good elevation as you kept going down, you realized that the burrow stops and parts into 3 separate ways. And one goes to the left, one goes to the right, and then there's one that's like slightly above the left and right ones that kind of just goes off to the side.
Okay, so left, right.
Kind of like
more.
Upwards, slight left. East, west, northeast.
Travel 1 kilometer straight down, then slight left through the mantis caves. Okay. So, fortunately, down the path on the right, I can see something goopy.
Goopy.
And glistening. So I know I'll save that one for last. For now.
Okay.
Now I just gotta pick out a 2.
Okay. Unfortunately, when you appear to the left one, you realize that there's immediate light shining through it. So it's just a hole coming from the top. It's just another burrow that was quick for access.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
just like, oh, that's not really a way. It's a way out, but it will literally just put you a few feet from where you were. Yeah.
Right. So I guess I'll go slight left.
Go slight left. No goopy?
Fortunately, the slight left burrow is open. And clear.
Clear.
And not goopy.
Unfortunately, since it's underground, it starts to get really dark when you start heading away.
Fortunately, my eyes adjust slowly. No. To where I can just make out, the edges of stuff.
Okay.
And I don't immediately trip on something and fall flat on my
Okay.
face. Or fall on my hook blade.
Unfortunately, as you're shifting through, feeling your way through the cave, stumble upon some of that gooey stuff.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
Oh Lord, thank you.
Okay, fortunately, I step in it.
Thank goodness.
Oh my God.
I stepped
I'll make sure I step on it.
Fortunately, I step in it, and it's not immediately corrosive. So that's nice. That's
Unfortunately,
a plus.
upon closer inspection of the goo that you have stepped into, you realize that there is small little egg sacs of sorts and kind of protruding and gelatinously moving through the mass of goo.
Right. Ew.
Gross.
I'm just all alone in this cave in a floating island, and I just step in something and look down. I'm just like,
This is very gross.
why am I here?
How did we even get here in the first place?
Okay. So, fortunately, I don't break any of the egg sacs by stepping in the goop, because that would be
Ill.
and I can kind of sidle around it.
Just kind of shuffle through it and over it. And...
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, to a slightly drier part of the floor.
Okay.
Now, I'm thinking I could take. And how thick is this goop actually? How
That's for you to decide
Viscous.
because it's your turn. Oh, was it my turn?
Fortunately,
Isn't it?
yeah, that was my turn. I got somewhere slightly drier.
You just got out of the
in
goop
the
pretty much.
egg goop.
The egg part of the goop. Okay. Unfortunately, it appears as you look farther down the cave that a lot of parts of the walls are covered with this shit.
It's just
It's everywhere.
it's like a dragon sneezed. It threw this island.
It's everywhere. It's a lot of it's not okay, well, it's a lot of places. It's like miraculously placed around the walls, separate egg sac hatches and patches, excuse me.
Yeah. Like I look down the cave and I see the walls starting to glisten, and then with perfect comedic timing, a giant globule of goop just sort of
Just
Splat on the floor. And I'm just like, ew.
Gross.
And that's my only commentary. Now, fortunately, I inspect some of this goop on the walls. Like I feel it a little bit. And it's very viscous. Like to the point where I try to rip it and it doesn't give.
Okay.
Like that. Like super slime.
So
that slime that you
it's
get
just
stored, but super
just
strong.
like pulpy. It just like no tug on it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Like
dense.
a Newtonian solid.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking, I'll take some of this goop, go back up, get some grass, and fashion me a parachute.
A parachute. Why would you tell me that?
To get off the island with?
Okay.
That's my plan. So I start shoveling some of this goop
Unfortunately,
into my arms.
with your shuffling and the warmth from your body, some of the eggs start to shuffle around and move.
Oh gosh, it's just like Godzilla. Okay. Fortunately, oh gosh, my arms are full of enough goop, I think. A respectable amount of goop. And so I start to book it
Unfortunately,
back down the path.
a lot of the eggs start to split open and pour,
And I hear tiny little mantis cries. Like,
and starts pouring out from almost all of them.
oh gosh.
Just,
No, I'm stepping all over these baby mantises trying to dodge them, just going, ew, ew, ew.
they're opening up right now. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad.
Okay. So fortunately, because they're newborns, their eyelids haven't opened yet. And so they're just sort of like waving around wildly. They don't know what's going on. So I can sort of step over them, step on a couple. I'm sorry.
Fortunately, with you stepping over them and on them, a few of them screech very loudly.
Ooh. Oh dear. That's not good. Okay, so fortunately, I exit that tunnel.
The side
nursing
tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, the slight left tunnel. And I'm back in that room. And the way, the left tunnel that goes back up to the surface is clear.
Okay. Unfortunately, after the slightly, high-pitched screech of the baby mantises, of you crushing.
After accidentally murdering a couple babies.
Yes. I'm going to have to break my rules a bit here. Just because, given the current circumstances, everything obviously has a little leeway room. Lightning doesn't strike twice, but given the current circumstances, I feel it's appropriate
To let another monster.
to let another of the same type appear, because there's a ton of them, and there's got to be someone else in the burrow at some point. Okay.
Yes.
So, you hear a much deeper but high-pitched and louder screech come from the right tunnel.
Oh gosh, it's the mama.
Don't know if it's the mama, or you killed the mama, or the daddy. You don't know.
Or just the weird cousin Frank.
Or just the weird auntie who just happens to be visiting the weekend.
Oh gosh, it's the weird aunt.
It's the weird aunt, man.
Okay. So, fortunately, I sort of like, I head for the left tunnel,
Okay.
back to the surface, and now I'm just like scooting my way back out as fast as I can.
Holding your gelatinous
Yeah, holding a bunch of goop.
Unfortunately, you start to hear like this fast grinding sound of a bunch of rocks as like the edges of the cave slightly vibrate as because you can kind of feel like beneath your butt, like it's just
It's digging towards me.
it's moving. It's moving. It's moving.
Okay. Fortunately, I grabbed the lip of the tunnel and I yanked myself out into the grass. And I think I'm hidden. I'm like,
Unfortunately, it lets out the stops.
the ground beneath you opens.
No, unfortunately, it stops for a second, and then it lets out. It stopped for a second and lets out another high-pitched screeching, very, very loud, but almost of a clicking variety. Clicking. It clicked very loud.
I could just imagine this mantis being like, "How dare you?" That's what it's saying in mantis tongue. You come into my house.
Step over my children.
My baby.
Why is she Jewish?
Is that my brother's arm you got there?
I know that little leg anywhere.
Okay. Oh boy. So, fortunately, with my haul of goop, I throw it into the grass and I sort of like move it around, and now I'm trying to fashion a parachute. Just shoving a bunch of grass in there, making a big flat bang.
Unfortunately, with using that screech and its clicking, along with your shuffling in the grass, it starts to locate you.
Okay. Come on. Work with the grass.
Work with me.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
I don't know if this will work.
I have no understanding of aerodynamics, but I have a pretty
Of how
good
goop
idea.
works. Don't ask.
I know goop. I got a friend who deals in goop.
Deals in all different kinds of
About
density
goop.
of goop.
We got the best goop.
Got your
So-
flubber. You got your silly putty.
Fortunately,
You got your Nickelodeon slime. What you want?
I got all kinds of goop. Hey, buddy, wanna buy some slime?
Just opens his jacket and there's just goop just falling out just slowly.
It's just like, and it's like, oh gosh, gross.
Oh gosh, it's a living. Anyway,
Okay, so fortunately, I start to make something.
See, unfortunate.
You know, fortunately, I start to make something that looks like it could be usable in some sense.
Something.
It's big,
It's like a big sack.
full of grass.
Okay. Alright, unfortunately, the ground bursts open like about a foot away from you. That's enough. I can't do a lot more than that. It's bursting open. Something's coming.
Oh boy. Gosh. I don't want to get rid of the parachute. I just made that work pretty hard on it.
Hey, the monster is not upon you
Let's
yet.
do a coin.
The monster.
It's not upon me
It's
yet.
busting out of the ground. It's digging. It's like the ground is starting to cave in around it.
Okay, so, fortunately, next to me in the grass.
Don't you have a
see,
spear or something?
Hello.
Don't you have like
What?
a hook mantis spear thing? No, why are you? Okay.
I see a little divot in the ground where maybe a mantis started to dig. Was like, I don't want to dig
It's
here.
like it's just a small kind of divot. Okay.
Yeah. And I can get in it and get under my new parachute, equip my hook blade,
You just kind of Spartan warrior it, just kind of poking out from it.
trying to
Okay.
hide out.
Unfortunately,
I'm just like,
unfortunately, the mantis spews out from the ground and smells something very familiar.
Oh, gosh. My brother's arm!
I was gonna go for the gelatinous mass. It's probably, fetus smelling.
What, that old thing? Placenta doesn't have a smell.
I wouldn't know either.
Okay. So, fortunately, as its eyes lock on me, I think it's kind of hard to tell with the compound eyes.
Yeah, they
thing.
can look both ways, kind of thing.
I've still got my hook blade, so I sort of
ready?
I got my stance
all
ready. I'm like,
let out another 300 thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I was a fighter in a past. I was Leonidas in a past life.
But I retained nothing from it. Okay. Coin flip.
Okay.
I feel, since we're nearing the climb, well, I could throw some more stuff at you before you make your jump or something.
Yep.
So this, I'll make this. I'll make this a oneer. Okay.
Okay.
I'll make this a oneer.
Sounds good. Like the literal island starts to crumble around me with the deaths of so many mantises.
Not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Yeah.
Come on, Kentucky.
Yes.
Kentucky.
Fuck Kentucky. Okay.
I'm never going there again.
Jesus. You just lost yourself a valuable customer, fried chicken. Like,
I'm never getting a pot pie there again.
chicken wings fine with the Popeye. Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. The mantis begins to start its teeth drill in a spinning fashion. Charges.
Just
Yes. Charges. And just tears all the goop and grass, just trying to get at you because you covered yourself with it.
no, my parents.
And just and completely just
hard on that.
puts it everywhere. All the goop and stuff is everywhere.
Dang.
Now you have to kill it.
Okay. Well, isn't that just dandy?
Just fucking dandy.
Okay. Kill it down. So, and I can't get anything from this because it was unfortunate.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna exact my vengeance. Fortunately, as it's ripping through my parachute, I'm like fighting, trying to hold on to some pieces of it. I'm like, no, it's mine. But it's in shreds, and I've just got like a piece left. So I throw it. I like go,
And you just shove it into its mouth
yes.
with its
Yes, I
spitting teeth blades. Okay.
My hand is messed up now.
No, I can't do that
Hey.
unless you wanna. Unless you like miraculously like fist it just in the center. Like where the teeth aren't. You just like where the hole is, just
Compromise. I just got scratched.
Sure.
It stings.
Sure.
And so it inhales the goop. And for good measure, I take my hook blade and I just keep jamming it in his mouth. I'm like, yes, choke.
Just shoving it.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
cork
seeing it.
pipe. Just pushing it down its throat as much as you can. Jesus.
Yep. And it steps back, like grabbing at its throat, and it tumbles back into the tunnel. Hits its head at the bottom.
All right.
It's gone. The dust.
Unfortunately,
And I'm just like,
it's such a weird day.
yep.
Unfortunately, it appears there was nothing salvageable left of the mantis. Or the parachute. Yep. You probably aren't.
Okay. Fortunately. Well.
Honestly, I don't think that parachute was gonna do much anyway.
I leap off and I just immediately pull it.
You slow down like for a split second, and then it's just all downhill. It's just all free fall at that point.
All free fall. Oh gosh. Okay.
I'd rather have this happen than you just jump to your death.
Fortunately, now,
you can put stuff on the island, Rob. We've only been walking around the perimeter.
That's true.
We're walking the plain section. There's a forest.
That's true. I'll go there.
Start heading towards the forest.
Fortunately, I look over, and I'm like, oh hey, there's a forest over there.
Guess I could find something on the
Looks
forest.
empty from here. So I'll head there.
Start heading towards the forest.
Sun's probably setted by now, so at least it'll be warmer over there. Maybe.
Unfortunately, because you talked about it, you actually forgot about the sun. Unfortunately, you got about an hour till the sun sets, and who knows what kind of weather will be upon you in the evening, temperature-wise.
Or monsters.
Or the living dead. Or goblins.
Alright. Goblins. It's whacker time.
Just goblins.
Ew, gross. I don't like them.
I don't like goblins.
Okay. Fortunately, I make it to the forest with no interruptions. No other manti
No other.
in my path.
This current moment, yes.
And now I'm at the edge of the forest. It's nice.
Okay.
Lots of trees. Deciduous.
Unfortunately, it appears that the forest is very dense in nature.
Unfortunately, it appears that every tree is oozing green slime.
Now they always do that, it's fine. The ooze mantis
Very dense.
fetus stuff.
Alright, cool.
It's just the entire forest is covered in the fetus juice. There's just eggs everywhere. Just
The
kidding.
entire forest is a mantis.
No. No.
It's all growing on the back of a giant mantis.
No. I won't do that.
The entire island is actually one giant mantis flying.
Just a flying mantis. Cool.
Yeah. Do they fly?
Some of them have wings, and they kind of like they can like propel themselves forward like a leaping machine, but they can't like. It'd be more like just to get from point A to point B. Just
Like
I
gliding?
don't really use it for gliding. It's more like because they flap them. It's just like a leaping kind of thing.
If a mantis flew at you.
Especially if it's 6 feet tall, hairy, and has a drill mouth with spitting teeth.
Yeah,
That'll do it, donkey. That'll do. Bumped the mic.
Okay, most adult praying man. Oh, the plural is mantids.
Lame. I like manti.
Most adult praying mantids have wings. Some species do not. Females usually cannot fly, but males can.
There you go.
Alright, so fortunately, I can enter the forest. It's very dense, but I can sort of climb up a tree,
Oh.
make my way through the
Oh, okay.
branches.
So you're just making your way through.
Making my way through the forest, climbing fast, running from a mantis.
Unfortunately, your chipper tune doesn't seem to cheer you up in any sort of way. No. Okay, unfortunately,
Queen of waking up on flying islands.
there will be
Fortunately,
There will be no cheering up on this island of death. There will be no happy fun times.
I don't know. I'm having time of my life. I killed like 2 mantids.
At the loss of one of your escape plans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Well, since I need to give you a break so you can actually find something that might help you. Unfortunately, you hear in the distance of the forest somewhere, kind of like a large cockatoo noise of fish, a large birdish squeal, a squawk of sorts.
That is the best description I have ever heard. A large birdish squeal.
A squawk, if you will.
Like a
Cockatoo noise of sorts, a squawk, if you will.
I just hear a really low
Squawk.
Whoa.
No.
Okay. Fortunately, with my vast, knowledge of all things
Bird.
with my degree in ornithology,
I don't think that works that way. I'm trying to give you a free turn so you can put something in the forest you can salvage or get something from.
Right.
And you waste the turn.
I deduce.
And you waste the turn deducing whatever the hell that was.
With my degree in ornithology, I deduced that bird is really far away and not an issue right now.
Okay. Sure.
So never mind on that. Never you mind on that. Fortunately, down in the forest, on the ground, I see
You stumble upon
something.
something.
I would say what it is, but that might be too much. Too much of a jump.
Well, I mean, if you say what it is, if you don't say what it is or something relative to it, I might destroy it or make it something worse. Same as your structure turn into a giant mantis.
It's true. It's a mantis corpse.
It's okay. Don't worry. It's not your turn. You didn't establish that, so I don't know what you said. Exactly. Fortunately.
Unfortunately.
Of the unfortunate kind. Fortunately, the unfortunate kind. Fortunately for me, the one who's trying to kill you. No, just kidding, make it worse, but unfortunately, the squawking,
The
cacawing,
squawking. Yes. Caca.
continues, and so does another, and then another, and then another.
Gosh. Are there piranha birds in these woods?
There's a lot of squawking going on.
I read about them on Snopes magazine. Or whatever it's.
Snopes.
Fortunately, okay, I see the thing in the forest now is the body of a mantis. Like a shell.
Corpse.
Like a cicada thing.
Like a shed skin or like a corpse?
How about we have a mantis die in the middle of molting? So it's like both.
It's just it's like a half-assed shed, and then it just like gave up and died.
I don't really want to shed. I might as well just die.
It got
Or
got stuck in its molten shell that it tried to thing and suffocated and died.
That sounds gross. Just looking down at this like dead mantis encased inside a skin of its own creation. I'm just like, ew.
Unfortunately, it grossed you out and you threw up.
Turn around and retch.
You Ralph, and then you just keep going. Okay. Unfortunately.
Okay, there it is.
Okay. Unfortunately, shadows start to cast around above your head. Circling shadows.
The sun that isn't there begins to get blotted out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What was that in? I read a book once that had that
Blotted
in
out?
it. Like the adventurers were walking through a forest and then it starts getting dark and they're like, oh gosh, is it already nighttime? But no. There was a bunch of spiders in the trees. So many.
I feel like that's
Blotted
like
out the sun. It was
Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, or something.
Is that where it was?
I don't know.
It was a good scene.
Cool.
Very clever. Anyway, I make my way down the trunk of the tree, paying no mind to the falling darkness. And now I'm in front of the corpse.
Unfortunately, the sun has fallen on the horizon. Beyond the island's horizon. And the temperature
It's dark.
starts to drop, and the moon starts to rise.
Okay. Fortunately, this mantis has wings.
There are so many other things you can do, but I gotta feel like you're just gonna take some fucking wings and just like attach them to yourself.
Strap them to my arms and hope for the best.
There's so many things you can do with that. Sure, Rob. Sure.
Okay. How about I open its drill mouth and crawl in
Why?
and wear it like a suit, and then I can fly.
No, that doesn't work that way.
Sure it does. It's fine. Okay. So I'll be more creative.
You do whatever you want. You just notice the wings on it. That's your turn. You already wasted your turn.
Okay.
Unfortunately, all the squawking that was deafening your ears has suddenly stopped with the rising of the moon.
Oh man, I was getting
With the
used to
rising
that.
of the moon.
Oh darn, that was my jam. Okay. So many things I can do with a mantis corpse, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that statement, now that I say it out loud, sounds a little weird. What are you thinking?
I'm not gonna tell you what I'm thinking because I'm the bad guy.
It's true.
I'm the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy. Okay. So let's think. These mantids can drill and live underground. I don't think that's normal for mantids.
Neither is them being 6 feet tall and hairy, but you know.
That's true. That's true. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll take its torso. I use my hook blade to sort of
Cut it open.
you know, butcher it up, cut it up.
Okay. Unfortunately,
I'm getting a bunch of pieces there.
Unfortunately, with your cutting open of the mantis corpse, yes, potent mantis flesh, rotted, still
Pungent.
rotting, and some still alive, like still kind of encased in flesh.
Open its chest and its heart is just going.
Some of it is still fresh, and some of it rotted.
It's got two
Release.
hearts, and they're blue, and they're both going.
Just releases a strong aroma into the air.
Gross. I'm just like, ew.
Like it almost is thick about how it's just everywhere.
Well, that'll either attract or repel those piranha birds.
You might want to think again about what they eat. And they're not piranha birds. I haven't established what they are.
Don't tell me what the birds are. I'll tell you what the birds are.
I'm the creator and destroyer, okay?
Do not interrupt me when I'm talking about the piranha birds. Dang it.
Okay. So,
Do not tell me what is to come when I know.
fortunately, about the smell. By this point, I'm just kind of numb, man. You know, it's whatever. You know,
I've been in the
I
coop.
stepped in some. I stepped in some mantis placenta earlier. I think I killed like some parents. I'm hardened at this point. I mean, I throw up, but that's fine. Okay, so I cut it up. I remove its torso, the furry part, and with a sword okay. Put it on.
For warm.
For what? Because it's furry.
Unfortunately.
Okay,
Okay.
that's one thing.
Unfortunately, as you're doing that, and as the air wafts,
As I
you
dissect
hear-
this mantis.
you hear in the rustle of the trees like a whoosh, like a quick kind of
I can imagine something flew right in
like
front of me. And I'm
really
just
fast
Whoa.
above your head, a few feet above your
like,
head.
Okay. This is gonna be gross. Fortunately,
Hey, you do what you gotta do to survive and get off this island.
I can take its head and sort of gut it.
Okay.
You know, remove the. Well, no, I'll leave the teeth in. But I put it on.
Okay.
Now I've got a helmet, and I'm looking out through the teeth mouth.
Okay.
So that's item 2. I'm collecting like the mantis armor here. I've already got the mantis hook blade.
I'm letting you have some few turns here, but I'm setting up what
I've only got one more.
I'm setting up what you have to I'm setting up the final thing. Okay? So unfortunately,
Fight off a giant flock of.
with a very large thud on the other side of the mantis corpse is a shadowy figure. A figure that has been stalking you ever since you opened up that corpse. Okay?
Boy, oh boy.
Use your last turn wisely. You don't know what it is. I said a shadowy figure. You don't. You can't see it very well. It's just like this figure just went.
So, this is gonna
Probably.
be bad. So, luckily there was only one more thing that I wanted from the mantis corpse. Fortunately, I have just enough time. like it lands in front of me, and I'm like, scrambling for stuff now. Oh gosh, oh gosh.
Okay.
I grab its wings, and I manage to lash them to my back. And I pick up my hook blade, and I'm ready. I'm wearing the full mantis armor now.
Okay.
It's like a dang RPG here.
All right. Unfortunately, as you ready yourself, you get a better glimpse of the moonlight that has been casted on the shadow. And what is upon you now is
A skeleton bird.
a 9 foot tall. Okay. It is blocking the moon pretty much from how tall it is compared to you. Okay.
It is actually former basketball player Shaquille O'Neal.
Wearing a bird suit. He just wanted to say hi.
That's the power of Bond.
Okay. So, it is a 9 foot tall. Okay. All you could see right now, as you're gazing down, you're gazing up to down. Okay, from the top to bottom. Right. It has a large toucan-ish beak that is actually that splits down the middle. That like it moves. It moves like so it can widen its mouth for its prey.
Wow. So it's like a beak, like
It's like it opens regularly, but it also can open to the side. Yes.
That way.
So like it can open its mouth and then peck at it from 4 different angles and then bite its prey.
It like raises its wings and screeches at all 4. Like,
Yes. I'm not done yet.
Oh gosh,
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
And its wings, as like you gaze, like it starts to open its wings to claim its prey from you, which you are wearing. Okay.
Right.
Its wings.
Oh gosh, I smell like a mantis.
It's furry. Sam is it's about as thick as fur as an owl, and its wings as it gets.
It doesn't have
I'm
feathers?
getting to it. It's feathers and its fur as its wings, and when it gets to its wings, you realize that it has almost like the pterodactyl kind of like thing where it's like it's part of its arms, and where it meets its arms, where the feathers that would come down are almost like it's one solid piece, like it's almost a cloak that feathers down an elegance of the same color of its natural fur. And as you go down, it only has 1 foot, one giant claw, like it's humongous, but it does its job. One singular, like claw foot.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. That's great. I stopped for a second. I'm like, oh man, it's so cool.
And it screeches.
And terrifying.
It's squawking.
And all 4 of its
it just
parts go.
and it opens as wide as it can, and the curvature of its beak causes that sound to be amplified even more, as if like a horn.
It's just the Okay. Great.
Not so much. This thing is huge. There it is.
Woo. Woo. Coin time?
You can run. This is not.
I hold up my spear and I'm like, and I book it.
Here's the thing. This thing is a 2 for 3er. Okay? And we're not at the end. You haven't made your final. You haven't made. Okay? So you can run, or you could try to fight it for another coin flip, but something else. But like I said before that there was multiple squawks.
That's true. Right. So I'm not gonna fight this thing. I got my wings, and I'm 60% sure that this plan is gonna work. So I kick off and book it
In the other direction.
the opposite direction, heading straight for the edge of the island.
Unfortunately, with another squawk, it silently just flaps its because the way it's designed, just into the air.
Lifts off like
Just-
an owl, like soundless.
Flies into the sky.
Beautiful.
It would be so fantastic if you weren't about to die.
I'm thinking to myself, oh man, this would be really cool if I weren't about to die.
Unfortunately, the thought brings you no comfort as you. Okay.
Okay. Fortunately, I burst through the edge of the forest.
You're in the plains now. Yeah.
Into the plains, and the way to the rocky edge of the island is clear, and I'm sprinting for it.
Unfortunately, the shadow, like the large enough shadow, because of the moonlight, and since you're in the plains, casts over. It's following you as you're bolted. Like it's like the shadow is like always there, just above your head.
Oh boy. Okay. Getting tense. Here it comes. Fortunately, I make it to the edge.
Now,
Leap
gotta
off.
make it to the edge.
You're
You're able to make it to the edge of the thing without falling off, because you're not just like, just because you're. Unfortunately, okay, fine. Unfortunately, you had to stop.
Dodge all the holes.
Unfortunately, you had to stop at the edge because you're not entirely sure if this plan's gonna work.
I'm just like, oh gosh,
But just like,
what am I thinking?
just.
Hang on. And here it is.
Unfortunately, the bird, like near the edge of the thing, like just slopes down and hangs level with you on the like you're on the edge of the island, and he's like flapping his wings very silently in the air, looking at you.
Great.
Yeah.
Here it is.
For all the marbles. All right.
Right. Please, Kentucky. Do me a solid.
Solid, bro.
Do me good on this. I've got something awesome.
I got something awesome too.
This is gonna be an intense end.
I dropped it, but it's fine.
Either way.
It's fine. You always drop it anyway. First one's tails.
Oh, good.
Oh, great! All right.
Boy, oh boy.
Number 2.
Kentucky. Kentucky.
Tails.
No.
Tails.
No. Oh gosh, no. I had something cool. Well, isn't that just dandy, Kentucky?
Okay. Not all stories have a happy ending, Rob. I'm sorry.
Please, at least, make my death awesome.
Okay. Because. Alright. Well, here's what I can do for you. Ultimately, you're gonna lose. And since I won the 2 out of 3, though, you have a choice. You can do something badass in the end, or do something badass in the beginning. Something that you lose.
I'll
You lose either way.
Okay. I'll choose the
You'll choose the last push.
Yeah. So don't have me get.
Okay. It swoops in. The large quadra-beaked unifoot.
The quad beak.
The quad.
Bear 1 foot thing.
The quadra-beaked unifoot owl plunges at you. Okay? You try to thrust it with your hook thingy, your mantis thing.
Yeah.
And it just you thrust it, and then you catches it the wrong way, and it just bites and snaps it, and just takes it in its beak,
gosh.
snaps it with all of its points of its thing, and just flings it. And then as it's flinging it, you're still holding on, and it flings it, and it catches, and you land on its back, and you hold on. But this is not the good part, probably. Okay. And then, so what it does is it takes its, and what it does is, since it's an owl-like creature, it turns its head almost to stare at you. And what it does is, it's just enough to where it takes it, and it bites the top of your head with all of its claws, pinching it down, squeezing so very tight. And what you do is, On your helmet, yes. It's crushing the helmet like it's about to snap it from its exoskeleton to shell. And you take the spear, what's left of it, and this is the thing, you jab it into the side of the owl. It lets go of your helmet, screeches out in pain, and it suddenly, and like from that pain alone, you have struck a vital point, and now you're flying and plummeting into the sky. And just with a last bit of squawk and a scream of
one distinct
and a yell of you disappear from the as you just through the clouds. All is quiet on the island front.
With my last glimpse of the island, underneath it, I see a giant mantis flying, carrying an island on its back.
Sure, why not? Just to wrap it all up.
Oh boy. Gosh. And that's it.
That's it. The end.
Now what I would have done was taken the spear and like gotten around the thing's head and got it.
You were gonna like do like the classic like you're coming with me kind of thing, and then just plummet with
and then just pile drive down through the clouds. That would have been great. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's so picturesque just to see us plummet. Oh gosh. And there's like beautiful, like epic violin music in the background.
No, I was gonna go with like it's silent, and it just has like just like the choir, just
it just immediately cuts to silence as soon as
it's just like
the clouds.
And then as soon as like you hit the crowds, it's just silent.
Right. Oh, it's like happening.
It happens in slow motion, and then like the violins like it tenses up. And then like the violins just tense up, just like, and then just it's gone.
Beautiful. Gosh, this could be a movie.
All of them could be a movie, Rob. That's what we're aiming for. It's true.
It's true.
We're aiming for an adventure,
man. Dude, we should have like callbacks. We should do like a sequel to the Slurp one.
Now that I realized we stole that from Game Grumps. Slurp.
What?
I realized that it was the name of the character they gave for Zelda for Ocarina of Time. And it's like, so what's your name? Slurp. It's fine. Love you, Game Grumps.
It's just 5 letters.
Love you, Game Grumps.
Yeah. Wait, it's 6 letters.
Still. Alright. And that concludes another adventure of Unfortunately and Unfortunately. Or F you.